You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people.
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Real talk, real radio, real people, just like you.
Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all of your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's BV, V as in victory, mobileapps.com, and tell them Doug Stewart sent you. Yes, sir! We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree at TheDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes!
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
This is what it is, okay? You know what it is. You have to do the right thing. You have to go home to the family, you understand?
I'm not saying you gotta go back there this minute, but you gotta go back.
The bad boys of radio are back.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Fresh off the Plizzane. You know my dang name.
You cheating some of them.
Look, man, I'm all excited over here, and you look like you scared.
Boy, stop. He ain't never scared.
Stupendous Saturdays with the Two Live Stews. Grab your biscuits and coffee, boys and girls, because it's game time.
If you not stewing, what in the hell are you doing?
Is there a TV show that you like that people would be surprised about?
For 40 plus years, I watched Young and the Restless.
Right.
If it wasn't Young and the Restless, and this is really going to be shameful, and I'm not afraid of being shamed, say yes to the dress.
Okay.
I love that show.
I think we need to go back.
I love that show because you broads get so invested in your weddings.
Did you just say broads? That's not politically correct.
So sexist.
What's the matter with you?
You do know I'm in here, right?
Damn.
We talked about saying stuff like calling Mike Vick's name and pitching tents. Why would you say that?
And already today, I brought up both of those things. That's not good.
I'm sorry, Tree. Go ahead. By the way, before we go to the next question, Scream Queens is the bomb. I love that
really
show.
Is. The music was everything this week.
Yeah, it was good.
I said broad, not bitch. Y'all shouldn't be fussing at me.
Ryan! Okay, back to sports.
You tired of it already?
No, I love it.
Stupendous Saturday to you, Doug Stewart, Ron Stewart, the two live stews on 640 WGST.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I hope we don't have a repeat of last week, sir.
Shouts out to Bruce Hagen, the people's lawyer, hagen-law.com, where you can find all your information if you have a slip and fall or any kind of accident or injury that you need someone to check into.
Yeah.
Bruce Hagen is that guy. Shouts out to you, Bruce. We appreciate you, dog.
How you feeling, man?
Man, life is great. I'd be a fool to complain, man.
I'm happy that we didn't get a call into the office last week because last week the old Ryan Stewart came out, but it was kind of refreshing, man.
Do you think these people listen?
I don't think they listen.
Okay, well, that's fine. Then this works. This works really good.
Actually, I know they don't listen because we didn't get called into the office last week after your shenanigans.
Good.
Hey, but thank you for joining the Two Live Stews, man. Once again, happy Saturday to you. Stupendous Saturday, as we call it. A little bit later on today's show, man, we're going to give you the Funky Four, the 4 biggest games in football coming up this weekend. And throughout today's show, we're going to give you 10 the hard way, where we break down the 10 biggest stories in sports and entertainment from this past week and this coming weekend.
2 quick, what is it, house cleaning?
Yeah, something like
what do
that.
you call it?
Something like that.
Whatever it is. Okay. First of all, there will be no game day party this Sunday at Chef Rob's.
Okay.
No game day party. Instead of doing the tailgate and the game day party.
Yeah, you kind of stretching yourself a little bit.
Last week, man, I'm happy to still be alive.
Right.
Okay, because it's a lot of work doing what I do when I do these events and stuff,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
And,
it is.
the tailgate and then leaving the tailgate to go to Chef Rob's, I was in danger, and I don't want to be in danger. So no day party at Chef Rob's this week, but straight tailgating 3 hours before the game up until an hour after the game, and 20 grand vodka will be on deck. So come through the tailgate and hang out with the Stews and our good folks from 20 grand vodka.
Yeah, the tailgate going to be crazy this weekend.
Yep.
We tailgate across from Gate C, the World Congress Center. On the left side of Northside Drive, if you're going north on Northside Drive,
Correct.
you see the big banner on the side of the wall of the Two Live Stews. We have a great time. We start up at, 11 a.m.?
We'll start at 10 o'clock.
10?
Yeah, 3 hours before the game.
We don't need the listeners to come out there and help us set up.
No.
You get out there at 10.
I'm there at 10.
But everything will be ready to go by 11, right?
That's
a
correct.
good time,
That's
right?
exactly
Okay,
correct.
okay.
And keep in mind, folks, that the Redskins have a huge following.
Yeah.
And it's going to be
Don't
close
let
down
them
there.
take over the dome.
We've had about 16 days of constant rain.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be a beautiful day tomorrow. So come on out and celebrate football with the Two Live Stews at the tailgate right across from Gate C of the Georgia World Congress.
We got a bus coming from Charleston, from the Chuck, as they call it, Charleston, South Carolina.
The Chuck.
The biggest city near our hometown. So they're bringing a bus of frat brothers and everything. So, yeah, the Redskins do travel well, man. So it's going to be a big, big weekend down at the Georgia Dome. Speaking of the Georgia Dome, but you know what? Before we even get to that, how was your week?
Week was
Anything
great.
interesting happened to you?
Week was great, man. I'm very proud to announce that, and I'm going to tell a quick story, man.
Do I need to pull out my violin, man?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But every week in Miles's class,
Sound like you were going to get emotional.
They give a star student of the week every week.
Right.
And he has been distraught because he does everything right, and he's the smartest kid in the class.
He's not getting rewarded for it.
But he hadn't won the star student yet.
Right.
So I keep telling him, hey, man, don't worry about what your teacher is seeing. Don't worry about what anything else is going on. Don't worry about it.
Right.
You keep doing you and be the best that you can be, and you will be rewarded for it. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Well, this past week, man, he got called to the main office to pick up a certificate for being the star student of the month. Of the month.
Nephew!
So not the star student of the week, but the star student of the month at the school.
He's a great kid, man. Now, about your other kid.
Hey, man, hey.
About your other kid, and you just heard it in the intro just now.
Two Live Stews.
So I watched the nephews this past weekend. I guess you and the old lady had to go see A Man About a Horse or something like that. And so I watched the nephews. That Mason, man, your little son Mason, the smallest boy Mason, he got some anger issues, man.
He's me,
and
man.
I don't know where he gets it from.
He's me.
I don't remember you being this angry. But this kid got some anger issues. I don't remember what the situation was, but I said something to him over breakfast, and he calmly looked at me and says, we don't have to listen to what you said.
That's not true.
The
That's
kid,
a lie.
I swear,
That's
I
a lie.
put my right hand up.
That's a lie.
The kid is 3 years old.
As you have your right hand up right now.
How do you speak in that context to your uncle? I snatched him up by his collar.
Yes.
Like, listen,
Very
kid,
good.
you're
Very
going to
good.
do what I say.
Very good.
I don't care if your old man ain't around here.
Very
I used
good.
to whip your old man's ass anyway. or it's behind anyway.
Right.
And
right.
He kind of calmed down, but he had this look in his eye like he really wasn't scared of me.
He has no fear, man. He has no fear.
Now, that's a good thing, but I
It
don't
is.
know.
We just have to channel it.
You need to do like Barney Fife and nip it.
It's a great thing, man.
You need to nip it in the bud,
And
sir.
once we get this energy channeled the right way, he's going to be a great American.
Yeah.
A great American.
He's going to be a linebacker, a dirty, nasty linebacker.
He's a beast, man.
Miles is probably going to be a quarterback.
He's a beast,
A
man.
thinking man's position.
You got a 4-year-old calling you out. Shouts out to the folks on Periscope checking me out at One Live Stew. Yeah, you got a 3-year-old calling you out, man.
All right, man. An incredible week on the Doug Stewart Show. And you can check out the Doug Stewart Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. All you got to do is go to StewartMediaAndEntertainment.com or TheDougStewartShow.com and check out the show. Off the chain. This might have been the craziest week for sports and entertainment and guy stories that I can remember in a long time.
It sounds about right because you're in the full swing of football. Basketball's getting started, and you're finishing off the baseball postseason. So it's a lot of sports and just testosterone in the air.
Yeah, man. So we got a great list of topics we're going to hit in the 10 the hard way, man, throughout today's show. Just a lot of crazy stuff. And if you listen to the Doug Stewart Show, we hit them all week long. Guys pulling out guns in locker rooms. We got details on that. Folks calling out basketball players, our frat brothers, or whatever. We were talking about that dude in a second. So, I mean, just a real crazy week in the world of sports and entertainment.
There's a game going down. We'll talk about it in detail a little bit later for our Funky Four. But when I leave here, I'm going to go home and shower up real quick, and then I'm going to 656 Sports Bar and Grill to watch the Georgia Tech versus Clemson game, man. We're not going to get into details right now, man, about the game.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it a little bit later. But I'll be watching today's Tech-Clemson game that starts at 3:30 at 656 Sports Bar and Grill.
Yeah. Would you like to advertise with the Two Live Stews? You can, or TheDougStewartShow.com. All you got to do is email me, Doug, at TheDougStewartShow.com. We are doing big things around here with the network on this station on 640 WGST. We're doing real big things. Orca big things,
Wait
man.
a minute, man.
What?
We didn't speak to the first lady of Sports Talk Radio, man.
Oh, who? Who's that?
Tree!
Oh, Tree. My bad. Good morning, Tree.
Good morning. How are you today?
Tree, I apologize. The whole first segment was just about done, and we hadn't even acknowledged your presence.
As it should be.
Oh, no, that's not true, Tree.
Normal.
That's not true.
The new normal. Good morning.
So Tree does, I call Tree the Esther of the DougStewartShow.com, right? Because, not that she looks like Esther.
She's not the prettiest person, but she doesn't look like Esther.
No.
Wait.
No.
Wait.
That didn't come out right. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show.
Hey, scratch that from the record. Scratch that coming from the record.
All right, we could do this.
I'm
today.
not talking about her appearance. I'm talking about the fact that she's sanctified.
Oh.
Okay. And she blesses us with the blessings.
Good.
And so, you've been getting on her the last couple of weeks.
I'm not getting on her.
She does a pre-show prayer, and for some reason she just excludes Naughty, the great Naughty Dread.
Right.
And I don't know why.
I think it's intentional.
Huh?
I think it's intentional.
But today she got it right, man. She prayed for the great Naughty Dread.
I had to interject that into the prayer to get it in there, though. And why she spell her name T-R-E-I? I mean, everybody knows Tree spelled T-R-E-E.
It's a Detroit thing.
That's what it is.
Along with the knife she got in her tongue.
Right.
The razor she got underneath her tongue.
Yes.
All right, man. When we get back from the break, we're going to roll out this 10 the hard way. We're going to break down the bottom 5 of the top 10 stories of the week. Right here on the Two Live Stews on 640 WGST and iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's sports talk with hot sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and #1 independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975 and work it out.
Yeah! Welcome back to the Two Live Stews. Doug Stewart and Ryan Stewart, 640 WGST. Hope you're having a great morning. Hope you had a great week. We need to get into this the hard way, man. We got some great topics to discuss today, man, on the Two Live Stews.
Right before you do that, man, a lot of people have been asking me about the CBD oil and Halcyon Organics that I've been talking about. A little bit later in today's show, before we're done, I'll tell you where to go, where to find it, and all the good effects of the CBD oil that I'm enjoying.
Let's do it. 10 the hard way.
Good morning again.
Good morning, Tree.
Kind of sneaks up on you.
You guys ready? What, the hard way?
We were born ready, Tree.
Mm-hmm.
We were born ready.
All right, check this out. The Georgia Bulldogs laid a big old ostrich egg this past weekend against Bama.
I tried to tell y'all.
Ryan, another year and the Bulldog fans' dreams of national championship are gone.
Yeah, I tried to tell y'all, man, that it wasn't going to go down last week for those guys.
Is it time to search for a new coach?
In
Athens, that is.
No way. If you fire this coach right now, what's the contingency plan? Who are you going to bring in? Listen, Bobby Bowden started at FSU in 1976. The Seminoles didn't get their first title until 1993. That's 17 years later because, Doug, I know you struggle with math like that. Joe Paterno, Penn State, started in 66. The Nittany Lions didn't get their first title until 82. Again, Doug, 16 years from now. My Bobby Cox illustration is what I will point to for the answer of this question. As much as people hate Bobby Cox because he didn't win enough championships with a stellar squad he did win one. It takes time. And if you in college football can win 9 to 10 games a year, I am of the belief that eventually your coach and team will fall into a championship. If you fire a man that's winning 9 or 10 games per year on average, where the hell do you go? Chill out, Georgia fans. It's okay.
Listen to this, man. This isn't 20 years ago. This isn't 50 years ago when Joe Paterno started coaching. This is 2015. And teams want to win now, and they want to win fast. When you see programs like TCU and Baylor excelling, it's not acceptable.
They hadn't won nothing either.
It's not acceptable for Georgia to every year seemingly have these tough losses where they're either favored or a slight underdog and get blown out. I'm looking at a list of games, man. It's just unbelievable. Let me put this disclaimer out there before I say this. I love Mark Richt. I love what he's done at Georgia for his tenure as head coach. He's done a lot of great things. But the definition of insanity is doing something the same way and expecting a different outcome. For every Philip Fulmer scenario you give me at Tennessee where they fire the coach and then they start to go down as a program, I'll give you a Phil Jackson and Doug Collins for the Chicago Bulls. They made a change and they started winning championships.
You sure are dumb.
Douglas, the Falcons keep rolling, destroying the Texans last week. The AJC posed a neat little question. Who's the MVP so far? Matt, Julio, Devontae, or put a stew spin on it? How about the coach, Dan Quinn?
Dan Quinn, my gosh, just the whole culture, the whole mentality of this team has just totally changed overnight, stronger defensively. And listen, I love Mike Smith. Once again, I'm loving a lot of coaches. I got to give you that disclaimer. I love Mike Smith and what he did for this organization for many years. But a lot of these games that the Falcons have won this year, we would have found a way to lose these games in the last couple of years under Mike Smith.
Totally agree. Listen, man, Devontae Freeman gets my MVP award to this point. His league-leading 7 TDs on the ground is something that you just cannot overlook. Freeman's got 252 yards in his short time span of being the starter, sir. And that's a beautiful thing. He's averaging like 16.5 yards per carry. But
love Freeman.
I do have to say one thing. The Eagles are 1-3. The Giants are 2-2. The Cowboys are 2-2. Texans 1-4. The win-loss record of the combined teams that they've played and will play next week is 10-18 at this point. So as much as we love what the Falcons are doing, they are playing the doo-doo part of the league to this point this season. I love Freeman. I love Quinn. I think the thing is on the right track, but just stay calm a little bit longer, folks.
You're listening to the 2 Live Stew. Speaking of which, the upcoming schedule for the Falcons is very favorable. A couple of games against New Orleans, obviously, Tampa Bay, and they take on the Tennessee Titans. This team could easily, based on their schedule, win 12 games this year. Yes, Tree?
Texas got run off the field by TCU last weekend. Is it time for Charlie Strong to skedaddle, Ryan, or should they stick by him?
No freaking way can Texas fire the black coach this early.
Like the Scary Movie where they get rid of the black person.
What does it have to do with that?
That came out wrong. Okay? But I do want to say this.
You are silly.
His tenure started in Texas in 2014, man, and he hadn't had enough time to show drastic improvement yet. By September 2014, Strong got the job in March. He'd already gotten rid of 9 players. More than half of those 9 players were starters, and there have been more guys dismissed from the organization since then. When a coach gets a new job, the first thing they want to do is they try to come in and get rid of the cancers in the locker room. And that's what Strong is doing in Texas now. They'll be okay, but he's going to need a little bit more time to show improvement.
A 1-4 start to the season, 7-11 record since taking over at Texas. Charlie Strong, known as the great recruiter, man, has struggled mightily. I didn't think he had the support of a lot of the fan base and the alumni in Austin, and it continues, man. I don't know how he can dig himself out of this deep hole.
Win games.
He's a fantastic coach. He's shown that in the past at Louisville. He turned that program around and did a lot of great things. He's one of the best recruiters college football has ever seen, but I think it might be too far gone, sir.
A new coach wants to get their guys in the locker room, and it takes more than a year to do so.
Ryan, you called the Detroit Lions to win it all? Well, they were done in horrifically by a call from the refs on Monday Night Football. What are your thoughts on that?
It never comes down to one call, and that call screwed us. That call is why we lost the ball game, but it never comes down to one call or one play when you lose an entire 60-minute football game. The good thing about my Lions right now, they've lost to teams that matter. Nobody that they've lost to is a team that doesn't matter. Chargers 2-2, Vikings 2-2, Broncos 4-0, former Super Bowl champion Seahawks are 2-2. So they've had a game where they lost by more than 7 twice, and they've had 2 games where they barely lost 2 times. We'll be okay, man, but we got to score more freaking points.
You're listening to the 2 Live Stews on 640 WGST. You know what really pisses me off about your Detroit Lions, man? Is Jim Caldwell. Your head coach, man, I do not like that ninja. You remember when he was the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, and they had the opportunity to go 16-0? He passed on it, and he rested all of his starters, man. He's got no fire.
Agreed.
Let me tell you what would have happened if I was the head coach of the Detroit Lions the other night. I still would have been on the ground right now, pounding the ground, turning over tables, tipping over everything, because they had to review that. That was unbelievable that the referees didn't get together and discuss this call, because clearly something was wrong about that play, and Jim Caldwell just sucked it up and took it like a pole.
Let me add one more thing real quick, man. It's 2015. You have technology. Use it because it's important.
Use the technology.
Use it. You can't tell me that y'all missed a call. You can't miss a call in 2015.
Ooh, you guys are having little rants in here today, which is probably quite typical, like your brother, your Q-Dog brother, Stephen A. Smith.
Well, I wouldn't say that just so loud.
All right.
I mean,
well,
but he is. I mean,
Kevin Durant called him a liar this week. And what he says was a felonious story he reported about his future free agency. Doug, are you okay with Stephen A.'s response?
Once again,
where he threatened. Okay, he threatened the dude.
He did threaten the man.
I once again, another disclaimer. We know Stephen A. Smith. We've actually had drinks with him, cocktails with him a couple times.
Yes.
Did he look you in the eye?
He's a
Doug?
member of our fraternity.
And he didn't buy either.
Yeah, he's a member of our, and he was making more money than us.
Right, he didn't buy.
He's a member of our fraternity. That being said, man, what he did this past week with very limited sources that he wasn't able to substantiate was called out to the carpet by an NBA player, one of the nicest guys in the NBA, was wrong. Was totally wrong. And then at the end of the day, he threatened the guy.
He did.
Stephen A. Smith can't do anything for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant could say and tell one of his basketball fraternity brothers not to talk to dude, and it won't happen.
It's a wrap.
So I don't understand where that came from. He don't want to see him in them streets. I think the whole thing was just a big miscalculation by Stephen A.
You taught me something a long time ago, man, when I started having sex around the 5th or 6th grade. You told...
What?
God, it came out wrong.
You didn't mean that.
That came out wrong.
I mean, you just
didn't mean that.
like
Strike that
dry.
from the record. Strike it from the record. You told me not to pillow talk, man.
He didn't mean that for real. He didn't mean that.
You told me not to pillow talk. Okay.
He meant 9th, 10th grade.
And microphone talking is the same freaking thing for a guy that has the blessing of a job that we have right now, being on this microphone. Pencil pushing is the same thing.
Right.
Don't make this about yourself, Stephen A., and that's what you're doing. And you should not do that. Look, man, if said player says that what you said isn't true, who am I going to believe? You are said player.
Yeah.
And that's why Twitter and social media is so important today, because you can't tell me what you want me to think and people have to believe it no more. I can go to the freaking source, and people need to be careful about that.
Yeah, very much so, man. Very disappointed in that whole story this past week.
I mean, what he gonna fight Kevin Durant now?
Right.
Kevin Durant's supposed to be scared of him now?
Did you see the video? And you're listening to the Two Live Tuesdays. Did you see the video? Bring that camera to me.
Right.
Let me say this
See,
very clearly.
drama.
You don't
You gotta make
wanna
your
make
voice
an
squeaky.
enemy out of me.
What? What you gonna do?
Ain't nobody scared of you.
You gonna force my hairline to recede? What you gonna do to me?
Oh, that was a low blow.
It wasn't.
You just cut to the white meat just now. I mean, at least that man got hair.
He got hair.
Yeah. All right, when we get back from the break, man, the second 5 topics on the 10 to hard way with the Two Live Studios.
Don't try to make yourself bigger than you are, man. You ain't got no scoop on that, man.
Don't take yourself so seriously, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Don't go away. More Two Live Studios and 10 to hard way coming up on 640 WGST.
And
What?
call the bros when you come to Atlanta, chump.
He ain't calling no bros.
This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
We're back. Dogs and Poodles. It's Doug and Ryan Stewart of the 2 Live Stews.
Tune in to Talk Radio 640 WGST every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. to get all your college and pro football talk.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen, Hagen-Law.com. Thanks, Bruce.
We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree, at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled T-R-E-I. Tree@thedougstewartshow.com and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes!
If you're not stewing, what in the heck are you doing? This is the 2 Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, 640 WGST.
Can the folks on Periscope hear the music that we play?
I think they probably can.
Because I was jamming just now.
In the background.
What I was jamming to.
As well as iHeartRadio. Shouts out to my man Bruce Hagen, Hagen-Law.com. And we got more 10 the hard way. Tree?
Before we get to that, though, real quick, shouts out to the good folks at Halcyon Organics. The evolved CBD liquids. They're formulated using natural cannabinoid oil with no psychoactive effects. I'm sorry about that. Medical cannabis patients have known cannabis medical value for thousands of years, and you should jump on board with that as well.
It's very technical, sir.
It is, but it's halcyonorganics.com. Make sure you check it out.
Speaking of technical, I am so ready to talk about this. Ryan, NBA player Matt Barnes went to put hands on Derek Fisher, his former teammate in L.A., because he was at his estranged wife's house hanging out. You ever had a run-in with a teammate, maybe over his girl?
The Derek Fisher situation is not a situation to me because Barnes has kids with that lady. And if one of his kids allegedly reached out to daddy and said, Mommy's friend is here, clearly I got to go check on what's going on.
Uncle Derek is over here.
Okay, so I did have a situation one time, man. And this is a real serious situation.
Boo.
I almost lost a good friend because of it, and I definitely lost a good hoe because of the situation.
What? Excuse me?
Listen, okay, strike that from the record. But one point in time, I had a really good female friend that we kicked it a lot, but we weren't like friends, like we're going to get married friends, or we're even dating friends. But we were rabbit dancing partners.
She wasn't a candidate for anything else.
She was a candidate for great rabbit dancing.
Okay.
And I had a buddy visit while she was there, and I had to go get some cranberry juice. So I left them in my house for about 15, 20 minutes.
We need a condensed story, though.
So when I came back home, everybody was cool. They were sitting in different chairs, no big deal.
Right.
But like 2 months later, we're leaving a party together, and my buddy that met my friend at my house was leaving with my friend.
Right.
And for a second, my feelings got in the way, and I started to be like, hey, you can't leave with my hoe.
Can't. Oh, my.
Strike from the record.
And then you thought about Snoop Dogg.
We don't love him. We don't love him.
Right.
So I ate the whole situation, and that's really quick. But
you ate what?
That didn't sound right either.
Not at all.
You're listening to the 2 Live Stews. Clearly, man, Derek Fisher, we know some more of the details. Barnes considered him a friend. He clearly broke man law. Can you imagine getting a call from your boy, your little son, saying, Daddy, Uncle Derek's over here? What do you mean Uncle Derek's over there? Yeah, he is, and he's in the room with Mommy, and I think they're wrestling on the bed. And, it's like when me and Jonathan, the other son, we play on the bed and we wrestle. That sound that the bed makes? That's the sound that's coming from the room, Daddy.
That's a problem.
Yeah, so Daddy, can you come over here? I feel uncomfortable about that sound.
I get it.
That is enough.
I get it. I totally get it.
Hey, there's certain man laws. Section 6, paragraph 5, line 3, verse 2. Do not mess with your boy's old lady, ex or present.
I disagree with that.
Ever.
If it's old lady, it's fine. If it's old lady.
No, I mean old lady as in wife, girlfriend.
But they're not together anymore.
They're still married on
nah.
paper. But we're
It's
going to
not
move
cool.
on before
Not
y'all
cool.
have me
Not
with a
cool.
heart attack.
Not cool. We
If
can
you
stay
don't-
on this subject all day.
If you don't love me
you
to
are
the-
breaking man law by doing that.
If you don't love me to the point where you're still at the crib with me, you can't tell me who can come to the crib.
From a lady's perspective, but not from your friend's perspective. So your best friend, you would mess with his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife?
Listen, I'm not going to put my personal business out there. All right, but I'm just saying, if you had love with somebody and the love is no longer there, you don't determine who they get to love.
That's true.
Or who they get to screw, or who they get to talk to. You don't have nothing to do with any of that.
In relative terms, that's true, but they are unwritten man laws. Do you agree or not agree?
No.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
You and me.
I mean, how did we grow up in the same house and one has scruples and the other doesn't?
I mean, I screwed one of your past girlfriends. Well,
Doug Hardy. He's back for the Cowboys.
Wait.
Nothing.
Wait, stop. Stop.
Nothing.
Stop.
Nothing.
Stop. Which one?
Nothing. Nothing. That slipped. I apologize.
Greg Hardy is back for
Wait,
the...
stop.
You got feelings.
And you're listening
You
to
got
the Two Lost
feelings.
Jews.
See, you got feelings. If it's your ex,
No, but
as long as I don't say
but
I
we-
stepped to Monica,
we
your
can't-
wife,
we
as long as
can't-
I don't say I stepped to her, you have nothing to be debating here, sir. It was your ex. You have nothing to do with her no more.
We're
And me and
brothers.
her really enjoyed our time together.
We're brothers. We're brothers.
And
we came out the same hole.
oh, man, I'm your homie too, though.
He said whole.
I'm your homie. And guess what?
Okay, let's bookmark.
It ain't no fun if your homie can't have it.
Let's bookmark this until later. We can discuss this off air.
The truth hurts. I think I did a better job.
Douglas, come on back.
You clearly didn't do a better job, no matter who it was.
All right.
Again with this.
And
Douglas.
you're listening to the Two Lost
If you
Jews.
did such a good job, I wouldn't have the opportunity in the first place.
I ain't want it no more. Whoever it was,
Right.
just tell me who was it.
We got to move on.
Greg Hardy is back for the Cowboys in his first talk with the media. Greg says some very controversial things, like where he talks about guns blazing and Tom Brady's wife. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst. Doug, how bad were those comments?
It was Karen, wasn't it? It was Karen, wasn't it?
We got to move on, man. We got to move on, man. We got to move on.
Okay, Greg Hardy.
Yes,
and you're listening
Greg.
to the Two Lost Jews.
Greg.
You have to remember something. These guys that are playing, they aren't sophisticates. Greg Hardy ain't no professional spokesman or whatever. He's probably the closest thing to a caveman you will find in 2015. What more do you expect? It doesn't surprise me at all.
Listen, man, there's a verse in the Bible, Proverbs 17:27.
And here you go bringing out Bible verses and you banging my old lady.
Whoever restrains his words has knowledge, and he who has a cool spirit is a man of understanding. In my eyes, man, no one should put a microphone in Greg Hardy's face for longer than 10 seconds.
Right.
Period, point blank. He's going to say something dumb. He's going to say something stupid. Now, were the comments...
He's not the brightest guy in the world.
I don't think the comments were bad, but coming from him in the situation he just came off of, they should have never come out of his mouth. But he's Greg Hardy. I expect that to come out of his mouth.
If you don't know a little backstory on it, if you don't know the comments that he made, he referenced guns, which was part of his case, his domestic violence case, and also talked about another man's wife, Tom Brady's wife.
Listen, man, I promise you this right here.
Just like you talking about other people's gals.
Every time the locker room opens in Carolina, the reporters are going to do one thing. Go straight to this dumbass Greg Hardy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they know he's going to say something that they're going to report just like this.
Speaking of tell-all or telling it all, Karan Butler tells it all about a 2009 confrontation with pistols between Karan and Jarvis Crittenton when they were all playing for the Wizards. Ryan, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen in the locker room?
First of all, keep in mind that Crittenton is right now doing a life bid in jail, okay? So preface the story the right way. Hang in there, Javar.
He's real about his. Clearly.
The craziest thing in the locker room was Tommy Luganbill and Bill Lewis trying to undermine
At
the
Georgia
Tech
Tech.
Yellow Jackets
At Georgia Tech.
while we were there. We went from Donnie Davis, who was on track to be one of the best quarterbacks we've ever had there.
And you're listening to the Two Lost Jews.
Donnie got benched for Tommy Luganbill, which was Bill Lewis, the head coach at the time's best friend's son.
Yeah.
And when we found that out, by that time, we had 2 showers in the locker room. There was all black people in one and all white people in the other.
Okay, you did okay. I was afraid to ask.
But it was a problem.
All right, we're getting
And
ready.
I fought him.
We're getting ready to wrap up here.
And he deserved to be beat down.
Can I talk about a crazy thing I've seen in the locker room? Never mind. Just go to the next question.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Empire
To be honest with you, I really don't care about none of these questions. I want to know if it was Karen or if it was Carolyn. And I know, I kind of remember the time frame now. Now that I think about this, everything's kind of making sense now.
Listen, man, I don't kiss and tell. I don't poke and tell either, man. So,
are you serious?
Man, how many times we got to tell you what station we on? There's a very conservative people around here.
Did I say something wrong?
All right, can we extend this through the last segment as well
please
as
don't tell me I've done this again this weekend.
As well as talk about the Funky Four?
Get
can
out.
we do that? Don't go away. The Two Live Stews.
Oh God.
640 WGST.
Oh, God.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
Let me read more of this chat before I get out of here. Oh, my gosh. Okay, my man K3000. Yeah. If you're new to the show, K3000, he's kind of long-winded. We love him, though. So I guess this is why Tree's playing this music in the background. He says, Dougie, I feel you. People love making fun of people when they get caught doing something semi-wrong, like receiving extra like free shrimp. But they don't realize that a lot of these guys are effing starving and that they're effing restricted from even signing their name for gain. You give me a damn scholarship and I'm supposed to sign over all my damn rights, all my money-making potential. And if I don't comply, then you blackball me so that I can't make it to the next level to actually receive a check. GTFOH, he did a bunch of GTFOHs. CSI, this is the ish. I'm pissed off about too. That's like dude from Ohio State that actually went to court to get the rule changed and then got blackballed and lost at life. GTFOH, a lot of them. I'm totally with you, Dougie. I'm totally with you. Thank you, K3000. I'm with me, too.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
It was that old skeezer Boquisha, wasn't it?
Come on, man, we got to move on.
Huh?
We got to move on.
It was Boquisha.
Her name doesn't turn me on. I wouldn't be able to perform with her.
And you're listening to the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart on 640 WGST, as well as iHeartRadio. Make sure you check out more of these type shenanigans on the Doug Stewart Show, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern at StewartMediaAndEntertainment.com. That's StewartMediaAndEntertainment.com.
Title sponsor, Bruce Hagen, Hagen-Law.com. Thank you, Bruce, and I hope we're not doing anything to make you feel uncomfortable, Bruce.
Do we have any more of the 10 the hard way tree?
Actually, yes.
Okay. Let's roll it out. Let's get it done.
Empire, Episode 3, Douglas.
I'm okay.
Okay. Episode 3. You voiced some concern about the direction that the show was taking a couple of weeks ago. Are you still on board?
Yeah, I'm still on board. Episode number 3 was pretty good, much better than the first. I think the first, they were just trying to get everything they could on the table, all those little cameo appearances, man. Absolutely love Lucius Lyons, man. He is like the modern-day J.R. Ewing. If you're under the age of 30, you don't know who the hell I'm talking about. But trust me, Lucius Lyons is that dude. I love it.
I don't watch the show because I think they're pushing an agenda on me, and I'm not cool with that.
Well, they're definitely pushing agendas.
Yep.
I mean, it's an agenda-pushing show. But, I mean, for the entertainment factor, I like it.
Yep. I can't get my thoughts of power out of my mind when I watch it. So
Absolutely.
That's why I don't even watch it.
So you did watch Power.
I've watched the entire season and like all the seasons so far. It took me like 5 days to watch all of them.
Okay.
You're one of those binge watchers, huh?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. When my kids go to sleep, I have nothing to do until they wake up.
You're listening to the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, 640 WGST. Time for the Funky Four.
Oh, shoot. Look at the new board guy.
Shout out to CJ.
What up, CJ?
All right, man, let's get to it, man.
All right, Funky Four, the 4 biggest games in football, 2 college and 2 pro from this coming weekend. What game are you looking forward to most in college football, sir?
My Tech Yellow Jackets need another rebound week, man. They're playing in Death Valley. Clemson's a really good team that's got championship aspirations on their mind. They rushed for 199 yards versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame was allowing 137 to that point, so I'm worried that they'll run the ball down our throat today. Clemson's defense forced 4 turnovers in the second half last week, and we were turning the ball over early. So I really feel like my team has to have a bounce-back win if they're going to have any type of successful season this year. And I don't see that happening.
Speaking of bounce back, man, Georgia needs a big bounce back from what happened to them last week. Just absolutely destroyed by Alabama. We didn't even get a chance to talk about that. Just humiliating. But they're on the road taking on the Tennessee Volunteers this week.
I told you that was going to happen.
You did. You did. So we want to see if Grayson Lambert can bounce back. I also always like to see the homeboys. Joshua Dobbs, quarterback for Tennessee, having a relatively good year, sir. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, doing real good. So let's see if those Bulldogs, man, even though I think that, no disrespect, I think that we might want to take a look at a new coach and a new attitude in Athens. I still root for the Georgia Bulldogs and want to see them do well.
You bringing a new coach? Who you bringing in, sir? That's all I want to know.
All right, NFL.
Atlanta and Washington, man, a huge game right here in the ATL. The tailgate will be off the chain, and, of course, we'll have tons of 20 grand vodka infused with cognac at the tailgate for you to enjoy.
Let me say this about that.
So
let me stop you right there.
Yes, sir.
That was pretty good.
20 grand vodka is delicious.
Pretty good.
It's very good.
I got a little slizzard off that last week, man.
We've got gold and we've got peach, and they're both good, so come through the tailgate and check it out. This game is a trap game for the Falcons, but I don't think they will be trapped, okay? I did some statistical data, or Gus, Dante did some data, some
research
for me.
Right.
The top 6 teams are all undefeated. They're plus 29 in the turnover battle. The bottom 6 teams are all 1-3, and they're minus 27 in the turnover battle.
Mm-hmm.
The middle of the road teams right now are 2-2, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, and Philadelphia, and they're plus 5 in the turnover battle. Moral of the story: the Falcons will continue to win no matter who they play if they continue to win the turnover battle. And if they're playing a team that loses the turnover battle, they will win for sure. That's the moral of my story.
And add on top of that, man, this schedule looks easy as cake.
At least for the first 9 games, it's easy as cake.
Yeah.
It gets a little challenging for game 10.
And you're listening to the Two Live Stews on 640 WGST. I'm kind of looking forward, man, and I know this is kind of abstract, but the St. Louis Rams taking on the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers, man, balling out of control. He's the early favorite probably for MVP, and it's still very, very early. But I'm also interested to see Todd Gurley, sir. Todd Gurley in his first action as a pro last week goes ham. 25 carries, 155 yards for the Georgia boy. Praise his holy name after the injury in college for the Georgia Bulldogs. He still goes in the first round. He still got that burst. It looks like he's going to be a game breaker this year for the team.
You have a problem watching him run that many times last week?
No, I didn't. Because you know why? I think he's probably more than prepared.
If
they let him go out there, then the training staff probably feels that he's more than ready to go.
I was really concerned right around carry 15, 16, and as it went up to 25, I'm like, okay, he's done his job to this point. Go ahead and back him off and let him sit down a little bit.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They kept working him, and he did a good job.
So I can't wait to see, and I love the whole rookie aspect, to see how guys how they transfer what they did in college to the NFL. Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston struggling right now, and I can't wait to see if Todd Gurley can do this again. He could have had like 190 yards. The last play where he had that big long run last week, he dropped down to try to knock time off the clock. But he looked fantastic. He looked like the old Todd Gurley to me.
The kid's a beast, man.
Yeah.
And he's going to continue to be a beast if he stays healthy. When you're that big, that fast, and that strong, man, good things happen to you if you're a running back.
So, and there we have it, the end of 10 the Hard Way.
Appreciate that, sir.
With the Two Live Stews.
Good stuff.
All right, so tomorrow, man, the Two Live Stews 10th year running tailgate.
That's correct.
At the Georgia Dome.
That's correct.
It's going to be crazy.
We'll be starting at 10 o'clock, but for sure, everything will be up and running by 11, and 20 Grand Vodka will be on tap for you to come out and enjoy, so make sure you stop through. One more reminder for the folks real quick. There will be no game day party this Sunday at Chef Rob's, but I will be hanging out at 656 Sports Bar and Grill for the Georgia Tech Clemson game. Later on today, I'll be there about 3:30.
Okay. All right. Who's doing that? Is your girl Keisha Walker doing
Walker
that, right?
from Insights.
Yeah.
Keisha Walker from Insights, man. She's putting it down.
Shouts out to Keisha Walker.
She does a great job.
So tomorrow's going to be crazy, man. Bus coming to town from the low country of South Carolina. Washington Redskins coming to town. Once again, they travel well. We're going to have a great time tomorrow. I cannot wait. But before we even talk about that anymore, man, let me ask you this question. Was it Carol or Karen? No. I mean, just shoot me straight. I'm your brother. Yeah. I raised you from a little pollywog to a bullfrog.
You're married with 3 kids now.
Huh? I mean, I know, and we're not talking about anything recent, clearly. I'm talking, this is probably, 20 years ago? 25 years ago?
I will say this.
It better be over 20 years ago. I've been married that long.
I will tell you this. I hope so. I do understand why you would love She the way you did. I do. She was awesome.
Wow.
You're listening to the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart. Wow. I mean, I expect this from just the average, ninja on the street. But my brother, I mean, we ate pork and beans and treat meat together, man.
But again, there's no connection. You clearly moved on. You moved on.
You got a song in your heart, Doug.
You moved on.
No, I ain't moved on.
Oh. See, that's the problem.
I didn't move on.
That's the problem. And people on the text and Periscope have been sending
I haven't moved on.
People have been sending me tons of messages saying that Derek Fisher is just this kind of guy. This is his conduct. This is his behavior.
Who was it that gave an interview and said, Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas came out after the whole story from Karan Butler and says not only has he pulled a gun on Javon Crittenden, he's also pulled a gat on Derek Fisher, too. And a couple other dudes he named as well.
Here again.
Did you think Derek Fisher was this type of scandalous type dude?
Well, I mean, we don't.
He's always reserved, wearing Oxford shirts,
right.
And the consummate professional.
Right.
Derek Fisher is a scoundrel.
We have no factual evidence to say that he is a scoundrel, but people on these streets are saying that he is a scoundrel.
Clearly, he's a scoundrel, sir.
Right.
Clearly, he is a scoundrel.
Shouts out to Bruce Hagen, the People's Lawyer, Hagen-Law.com. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's show, Bruce. And as I always say to get done, good job, everybody. Make sure you love God and love each other.
I was concerned we get called into the office last week, but from what I understand, that's not going to happen because we're actually paying for this. So it's all good. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll do it next week. Again, right here on 640 WGST and iHeartRadio, the return of the Two Live Stews. Yes! Yeah!
I got so much trouble on my mind. Refuse to lose. Here's your ticket. Hear the drummer get wicked. The crew to you to put the back to black attack. So I sack and jab and slack.
You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people.
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Real talk, real radio, real people, just like you.
Yeah!